Team hustle in the building. LCMG. Sean Hustle. So you see it vivid, I frame the picture. I'm talking knees and rings, I ain't just hanging with you until we known. I'll be a stranger with you, change the game up, share my name with you. Hold me tight so them lanes won't get you. Smile, go through the pain with you, lay and pray with you. Committed from the beginning, I'm staying with you. People can talk, but can they walk like this? I'm street, but rock a suit, I don't just talk like this. I'm real as they come, that's how I'ma lead. Before I play games, I'll just leave you be. But I ain't going nowhere, it's all on me. So pick up the phone, look across the room, call on me. Promise, you'll never stall on me. I'll give all of me. Yeah, cause it's all on me. It's all on me. It's all on me. You ain't gotta worry, baby. We ain't gotta hurry, baby. It's all on me. It's all on me, girl. It's all on me. All you gotta do is ask. Baby, I got your back. It's all on me. Just call on me, girl. Call on me. I ain't looking for easy, I'm looking for peace. I was looking for you like you was looking for me. I'm on my grown man, prepared to be king. You can depend on me, and to be old, it depends on me. Where we go, I know, it depends on me. Better yet, it depends on we. Best foot forward, that's how we move. Everything to gain, ain't got shit to lose but you. I refuse anyone but you. And look, boo, we got shit to do, shit to move. To ourselves, number one, we got shit to prove. I can't predict your move. With my actions, I stick and move. So you can always call on me. Bet your bottom bucket's all on me. And we just beginning, but no matter what, we winning, we winning, we winning. It's all on me. Baby, it's all on me. It's all on me. Baby, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all on me. What happened to the music? I remember. What happened to the music? What happened to the music? What happened to the music? Damn, what happened to the music? What happened to the music? You can't handle the truth. The pot too hot, you rather get in the booth. Talk about the pot you got, cause weed you smoke. The silly thoughts and the bees you poke. Play Pokemon and live off hope. Choose a silly name, claim a gang to banging. They claim to be dope. Pop can't change the game. Now you lame claim to be doing things you don't. Won't you cats go to school and gain some experience? You ain't a dope artist cause you got a dope deliverance? I'm more concerned with what you delivering, how you fight to exist. A true reflection of the times we living in. There's a 16-year-old bomb. They already giving in. You young brothers killing each other. We many men, we every man, and every male stood up. Instead, they'd rather throw a hood and roll some good up. They feminine now. They behind the secrets trying to get us to be feminine. How? With them feminine styles, extremely demonized kids too far gone to realize it. Hand signs and dotted lines, they choose the wise kids. I choose to spread love with my gifts. I got one question. What happened to the music? What happened to the music? What happened happened to the music? Hey, what happened to the music? What happened to the? I get a little angry when they don't say my name, but plainly I got a little work to do. I admired your hustle, I tried to work with you, but that fake shit just hurt the music. I can't even flirt with you. The dirt you do just hurt the youth. Skinny jeans and dope fiends in one hit wonder is where all your hope clean, smoke dope and hope things change. As you throw away your hopes and dreams, any day a star is born and every day one runs away, cause the light's too bright. I got 2 L's like Cool J, waiting on my day to blow. Too many fools got the mic with nothing to say. Can't move me musically, they all hype. Your dreams, they all pipe. You too caught up in Facebook, Twitter, and Skype. Snapchat that Gucci for some Gucci, or maybe it's free. Paint a picture, maybe they can see. Tell me who you really are, just shut up and let me see what happened to the real muse. Oh, I see, plainly I see. What happened to the music? Nowadays they use and abuse it. What happened to the music? Slowly taking hip-hop's life, and I don't wanna see hip-hop die. What happened to the music? What happened to the music? Yo, what happened to the music? What happened to the music? Yo, what happened to the music? Somebody tell me, what happened to the music? Yo, what happened to the music? Yo, what happened to the music? As you guys trickle on in, I would like to say good evening. Yo, what happened to the music? How are you today? I'll play one more song. See if a couple more people trickle on in. But I would like to say hi, Queen Amanda, Tammy, Ziz, and whoever else is in the bushes. And well, let's just not call them bushes. Perhaps they just don't, they want to listen. They don't have to make their presence known to be in tune. So always keep that in mind. I'll play one more and then we'll get to it. Because even if I ain't here, and you don't see me, on social media, when I go live, I'm the same guy, so I'm not clocking out. I never do.
PV, no shit way.
So that's the porch, huh?
I never clock out. I rock a suit. If you tear the block down, if I lose my job, no problem. I got skills and vibe. Small with it. Never on lockdown. I never clock out. I never clock out. I never clock out. I never clock out.
Hey, Lil Tizzy pentagrams, baby, shut that door, cause this shit real legal. Tryna outsmart the feds, got the sack in the bag of flaming hot Cheetos. Tryna fuck on your bitch, make a sex tape, put it out like I'm Nico. Draco at the peephole, knock, knock, pop, pop, dead people. Got my aunties and uncle, nigga. If she get out of line, they gon' jump a nigga. Better be a word, be cautious, nigga. I was trapping that green like Boston, nigga. I'm the wrong one that get started, nigga. He talking wrong, we gon' off him, nigga. Fuck around and then blow him, nigga. Like a second Genesis cartridge, nigga. That 14 bricks right there. No, you ain't getting sunny back. 32, you make you lift your arms, spread your legs like you doing jumping jacks. Get the plug on the phone, call him up, tell him come and make it avalanche. Giovanni suit on me, cold young nigga need an avatar.
I never clock out. I rock a suit. If you tear the block down, if I lose my job, no problem. I got skills and vibe. Smart with it. Never on lockdown. I never clock out. I never clock out. I never clock out. I never clock out.
Y'all niggas be watching me, I'll be
chasing and stacking the green. Clip hole like 16. Goddamn, we make a hell of a team. Luga, I don't sleep like if I do, I'ma see Kruger. I don't sleep at night like an owl. That's when I make my movements. I'm lying, cause all day I've been doing it. Get a ball and bounce it and run through it. Get a ball and bounce it and run straight through it. I'm the target for you broke niggas, I know it. You watch it, you can't help it. You can't help but show it. Playing pickable with my operation can have you facing funerals in certain situations with no hesitation. When it come to mine, I'm protecting mine. I grind day to night time. I grind twice as hard like fuck one time. Fuck one time. I never clock out. I rock a suit. If you tear the block down, if I lose my job, no problem. I got skills and five small with it. Never on lock. Never.
Sorry about that.
I never clock out. I never clock out. I never clock out. I never clock out.
Hey, how y'all doing? I will not be up here too long. As to not waste anybody's time, especially mine. Before I start with the topic, I do want to address a few things. I got like my faithful five. Y'all are the same people who tune in to me, whether it's morning, noon, night, Tuesday or Saturday. Obviously, I'm not in the crowd of people on YouTube that are looking to like exponentially grow. I'm not looking for my subs to help me get more subs, because that's obviously just not gonna happen. People don't share and tell people about coming to my channel. Am I in this for money? No, that's kind of obvious, because probably would be doing a lot more. What I did notice is my highest rated videos. One was straight drop, the most views I ever got. The other in the lately, when I was talking to Pete Rico, and when I was being negative as far as Bambi. Now, if it wasn't for putting negative tags or things in the post, because what was going on at the time was negative. You put somebody's name, whether they're being good or bad, you put somebody's name who's trending, quote unquote, you're gonna get views. So my views that I've gotten the most, the videos I got the most views off of aren't because of me and my channel. People like scandal, people like drama, people like bullshit, and I'm not about none of that shit. A person asked me where they were like, well, is he just struggling to grow the channel, or does he not care? Both. But I more don't care, because I'm really Sean. I'm really this guy. My channel, like I've said before, would only be an extension of me. It wouldn't be extending me. If it was extending me, then it would be adding something to my life. I'm actually taking my life and sharing it when I go live. So I'm not missing nothing when I don't go live. I'm not losing nothing. Am I sitting on stuff? Am I not able to share how I feel and some knowledge that I have? Yeah, but I'm not suffering behind it. I don't lose anything when I don't go live. I've done a little research lately, looking at my own demographics and analytics, looking at others, and it's just plain as day. It is as clear as that blue sky that you see for the the picture for this show, this live. I mean, when I say clear, it's clear that if you don't use somebody else's name, they don't look. If you don't use somebody who's popular's name, they don't look. Even if you have a channel that's big and it's flourishing, it's growing, and it grows off of negative news. It grows off of news you can go get somewhere else. There's nothing unique about
the big channels. They're all feeding off of each other, uh, off of what's trending, off of somebody else's work. There's nothing about Sean that gets down with that. So I figure like this, so that I don't burn energy. I'm always do what I do. I'm gonna come up when my spirit says it. I let my soul and my spirit guide me. I'm gonna focus this channel on what I've been focusing it on, poetry. I'm just gonna go all out and make this poetry channel. I love poetry. I love the reception from the poetry, and then it's one of those things. It's like music. You put it out there, they like it or not. But going live, I don't go live for me, right? When a person go live, it's for the other people. It's to show something you have or to share something you know. I don't go live to edify myself, to glorify myself, to educate myself. There's no need in me going live for 5 people. Okay, there's no need to go on live. When I go live, it's the same exact people I can pick up my phone and talk to. All right. So what I figure is if only 5 people gonna tune in, I'll just put some poetry up there, something that you can go to. Now, like all the videos, you can go to them, but people aren't about to sit through an hour-long video to catch a nugget. It just doesn't happen like that. I'm probably not going to do it. And I'm not going to sit up here do an hour video and hope that people watch it 20, 30 minutes, because even from my demographics, from the people who rock with me, there's hardly anybody who's capable of watching something from the first minute to the 60th minute and not miss anything. I think after doing this for over 6 months, I think shorter and poetry, things that I get a well received, people look at that, they like that. Now, I'm not going by the latest numbers, 14 views, 12 views, things like that. I'm not going by the views. I'm going by what's comfortable with me, and things that really can't be like I was telling a partner yesterday. You can't really not like poetry. It's either you like it or you just go on to the next poem. Like music, you put it up there. If it catch fire, it catch fire. If it don't, it don't. But whoever views it will be viewing something worth viewing. It won't be long, so I will get most of your attention. And because I got your attention, I want to give you something to take home. I want to, when you log off from a 2 or 3 minute poem, I want you to think like, damn, that was only 3 minutes, but he really said something. So that's what I'll focus on. I'm not going to waste my time going live. It takes a lot of energy. I don't know what vices are against me as far as subs and likes and growing the channel, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to investigate it. I just know what it is. I know where I stand. I know what my means are. I know what I mean. And I know that when I log on and log off, I'm 100% this man. So with that being said, I like to thank any and everyone who, whenever I go live, has chimed in to me, does. It's an honor to have more than just yourself paying attention to you. And then when you have, even if it's a small group of people who repeatedly come back and listen to you, it kind of confirms what you're saying and why you're saying it. So I appreciate you guys for that. I wanted to briefly discuss, because at first I didn't have anything to say about it. I actually made a video that I didn't upload of me not saying anything as to my response to Kanye visiting Trump. Now I want to ask you in the comment section or in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if Kanye represents you. There's an Amber alert. Sorry. Endangered missing juvenile male 16. Vincent Paradiso 56130.
Endangered missing juvenile male 16 Vincenzo Paradiso 5, 6,130 pounds BRN. Here eyes call NLVPD.
Okay. 16-year-old Vincent. Y'all know, a 16. I'm not a laughing matter, but anywhere close to here. 16-year-old Vincent, male, 130, brown hair and brown eyes. All right, let me start over. Put a 1 in the chat if Kanye represents you, and put a 2 if it doesn't matter. 1 in the chat if Kanye represents you, a 2 if it don't matter. While you're doing that, I wanted to discuss briefly that did anybody in here vote for thank you, I love you guys too, for real. Did anybody in here vote for Martin Luther King? Do you know anybody who voted for Martin Luther King? Al Sharpton, Malcolm X, Huey P., Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Nat Turner. Do y'all know anybody who voted for them? This is one issue that I have with today's people. I'll answer your question in a minute. The problem I have with today's people is they don't have shit to say until somebody else say it. A lot of people have nothing to say about people until it's a trending topic, or about an issue until it's a trending topic. People act like they live their lives like in regards standing for a certain topic and issues. Now everybody wants to break down what Kanye's saying. What he said to the president. What if Kanye woke up and said, you know what, I want to go stand up for some people who look like me, because I have a relationship with the highest seat in the United States. Everybody has an opinion as far as judging what he should and shouldn't have said. Look, the man won't talk for 20 minutes. Had he said what you wanted him to say, he wouldn't have been able to say what she wanted him to say. Does it really matter at the end of the day? And the reason why I asked, have you voted for any of those leaders that stood up for the plight of what was right? See, a lot of times it's not so much I'm standing up for black people. I'm standing up for what's right. Coincidentally, on the side of what's wrong is black people, right? I don't care and I care at the same time. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think anything's gonna be done. Presidents don't do shit. People do shit. People, you want to see change, you be change, right? So on one spectrum of it, it's I don't have anything to say. That's those men's lives. And if you have to go talk to the president to fix Chicago and you're from Chicago, and I haven't seen you on the ground doing nothing, maybe this is more, maybe it's bigger than those two men sitting in the room, and maybe it's just about those two men sitting in the room. Because there are so many maybes, I look at it as another thing just to look at. It's just another thing to talk about. Chicago has been what it is before Kanye got big and left, and it's been that since. I mean, like, if somebody wants to do something, people want to do something about Chicago and places that look like Chicago, you get up and you start making it happen. You got a name, you got people, everybody loves you, right? If you listen to his video from last night or this morning, everybody loves Kanye. So how come you can't get a band of people together that got money and a voice and go make change wherever you see change fit? So I, at the end of the day, don't have a problem with Kanye going to the White House. I don't have a problem with him saying he's standing up for black people. It goes without saying it's impossible for him to represent us all. He doesn't know all of our issues. Maybe he come from some place, but he's at a whole different place now. He doesn't know my walk. He doesn't know yours. He doesn't know what my issues are. I don't have black and white issues. I don't need a man that looks like me sitting in front of the president talking on my behalf as far as what he was talking about. And overall, opportunity is there for all. Anybody that lived in the projects, there's situations that allowed you to live there, and the situations that allow you to get out of them. And if you perpetuate that environment and live there and have kids there and make that your community, that's something you did. And you know, I'll be listening because, like, T.I. wrote this whole passage. T.I. wrote this whole passage. 50, Snoop, all these dudes got something to say. What are y'all doing? Because look, even if the dude ain't like, we don't know what the results are, so everything's speculative. But he's doing more than I see y'all. Like most of these guys are doing. Y'all go on social media and just talk shit, and what y'all do for y'all. Now, am I saying y'all haven't done any philanthropy type work? No, but it hasn't been on the scale where it's on CNN and we're talking about it. Okay, but everybody got something to say about this man. Snoop been in the game for 20 something years. Snoop has done stuff, but he hasn't done it on this scale. And everybody's saying F Trump. Like all of a sudden, because who's in office matters, ain't nothing about to be done. Okay? Ain't nothing about to be done that ain't already done, that or that can't already be done with or without a president in office. I think I'm rambling a little bit because that's just it's a reflection of all the bullshit. Like, if you a gangster rapper and you get on the internet to make fun of people, stay in that lane. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear you on a political level and what you got to say about somebody who has positioned themselves to be sitting sitting in a chair across from the president. I haven't seen you position yourself for that. What if his goal is for him to be in political office? Okay, well, it's still not selfish, because if his goal is to be in political office, that means people have to put you in office, and by all means, you would be representing people in that office, which means his ultimate goal is to represent people on some kind of level, which means he is in it for change. He's trying to see something change. Nobody gets into politics or business and wants to duplicate something exact. Like you want to get into something like that and be better, right? You want to get into something like that and make change. Like you see, like this human right here can be involved in that situation right there and bring about something that looks different, bring about something that feels different. How do you put a man down for that? Like, everybody has something to say about a person's negativity or something that their past is what I'm saying. Everybody got something to say about what he did, but what about you? Can you not advance in life because some fucked up shit you've done before? Can't we all agree we've all made mistakes? Maybe have had to apologize. Maybe have said the wrong shit at the wrong time, or maybe could have not said anything and said the wrong. I mean, we all have made mistakes, but the problem is when people are in public eye, you are subject to opinions. Okay, we know that. I just still feel there should be less opinions based on the fact that people aren't in those shoes. And where's your energy at? Where's your effort? Who are you representing? I don't see Snoop, T.I., 50. None of these dudes are representing people that look like them on a professional level. You might represent your hood, you might represent rap, but I don't see y'all trying to, on a large scale, even sit across from the president. You didn't sit across from Barack. Let's take who the president is out of the equation. We had a black president for 8 years that repped Chicago. During the time Chicago was earning its stripes as the worst city in America. I need y'all to understand this. I didn't mean to even say America like Barack, but because I'm saying like America. but understand this. You have a rapper now that's from Chicago who's siding with Trump, but didn't make amends with in some kind of way with the president that looked like you, that was from where you're from. This man is actually representing Chicago in the Senate, and you're from Chicago. I didn't see you sit across from this man and demand change in the same area y'all was from. That's where the funniness comes in at. That's where the joke comes in at. Like, what is this really about, right? So when you do start talking about it and you do start putting an opinion on it, you end up at square one. You end up at, it's a fucking joke. It's a joke because when you have the means to work with somebody who looked like you in the highest seat in the world, and y'all both come from the worst city in America, I didn't see nothing happening. That's why everybody's happy we got a black president. For what? Everybody's talking about who's the best president. For what? For how? In my opinion, the best president was Bill Clinton. even with the scandal. Bill Clinton took something that was in the red and turned it into the black. And when it got back in Bush hand, it looked red again. We're talking money. The country was in a surplus. Now, look where we are. And the places that suffer the most are places that look like you, Kanye. And you didn't talk to the president. And I don't see you on the ground. Why aren't there live? He's on live defending who had sex with his wife. I don't see you live walking up the streets of Chicago in the hoods, donating millions of dollars to property and upkeeping and fixing up the neighborhoods. I don't see that shit happening. If do y'all agree? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with this simple statement. If you want to see change, you gotta be change. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all agree with that simple statement. If you want to see change, you have to be change. You have to reflect the change you want to see. You can't just sit at a fucking table and talk to people and say what sounds good, and then as soon as you clock out, you go do whatever the fuck you want and live and just go live. We're watching you, bro. I've been watching you. Like how legitimate do you think you are when you're from Chicago? And I've seen one video where your feet hit the ground. I should see a live video every day, every other day, with Kanye walking through the streets of Chicago, making a difference, showing your face. Because one of the things I talked about before, and I played a video of it, these kids don't believe because they don't see. They don't see, so they don't believe. Everything is words. Everything's just words, like your music. Now you put yourself in a position just to be judged. Ain't nobody looking at the movement you're making. Nobody's looking at what the next step is. It's on to the next song. It's on to the next track. You feel me? Because it's like, it's words. And even when you're talking to them, you're all over the fucking place. There's not even a focused conversation. I came in there to get this on the table. Let's talk about the next steps from this so we can go see some resolve. 20 minutes, 13 conversations. You're on your own dick. You're on his dick. You mentioned something about this, and then it's bound. And then you got everybody on social media talking about what you represent. First of all, I ain't heard his mouth say nothing. Okay? That's number one. Number two is, I see his actions. Number three is, if he's really about it, we should be seeing about it. Look, dude, you're not from Wisconsin. You're not from Atlanta or Nebraska. You're from Chicago. You're from there, right? That's like me living in LA my whole life. I get big, I move out, I call for help to come fix it, but I'm not even there. Like, who's gonna come help you when they're looking at you like, bro, you from there? What have you done? What have you set up? What am I coming to help you with? You know what I'm saying? So those young dudes, they're looking at you like, nigga, you clout chasing. This is a generation of clout chasing. They're the best at it. Don't you think they will recognize it? Don't you think they're gonna look at you and say, my guy, you've been famous for over a decade and I haven't seen you here, bro. And all of a sudden you want to make change? Maybe the reason why he don't walk up and down the streets is because he can't. Maybe because it's all about clout, he's not gonna be there. You feel me? So I don't know. When people talk about, I'm coming from every angle because I want you to look at it like this. At the end of the day, we could talk about it as far as conversation, and we can actually not talk about it, and that conversation will be parallel to us saying nothing. Because when we're done talking, we didn't get nowhere. We didn't learn shit except for the fact that we learned that. You get what I'm saying? Like, he didn't earn another stripe for me. He didn't go in there and say, okay, well, not like, I can agree with part of what T.I. said. Now, without an agenda, had he went in there and walked out, I could have hung my hat on something and said, well, damn, Kanye really is stepping up and representing folk on a particular level. But when I look at it with this mind, in that third eye, Kanye's in there representing himself, and he just happens to be black. Okay, there's a reason why Obama couldn't directly help black people. That's not what that office is designed for. And you can't go in just trying to help one particular group. It just doesn't happen like that. I think if it could happen, it would have happened. And think about how adulated and how adored a person would be when they left office. Look at the change this man made. He couldn't change the world, but he did what he could as president, and he left Chicago gorgeous. Didn't happen. Chicago got worse. Look at 2008 to 2016, and Chicago literally got worse. Starting the year he was inaugurated, 2009. Check the numbers. Either that is a direct reflection of neglect, or coincidentally, wow, the president is from the worst place in the fucking world. The president represents the worst city in the United States. This multi-platinum artist who calls himself God and says he has the IQ of Sigmund Freud or whoever, and Einstein and higher than Einstein. You're that smart, but after 14 years in the rap game as a top-notch artist, you couldn't put some thoughts together and create a different community, a lifestyle for Chicago? Now, here is where my judgment comes in as far as you sitting in front of the president. I don't give a fuck that you sat in front of the president. You made no stride. You didn't take a step back because you didn't take a step for me or anybody that looks like me or people that look like where you're from. You didn't do shit in that department. So when I look at it, you have a personal agenda for yourself because you had 14 years where you could have been. What if you did something one time 14 years in a row? You went and you had an annual Kanye Day. I ain't even seen that. You haven't even done 14 individual things for Chicago in 14 years. And the reason why I'm saying 14, because I think Jesus Walks and all that stuff came out 2004, if I'm not mistaken. I was 25. 14 years you have been a multi-platinum artist from the worst city in the United States and have done nothing. So I don't care that you talk to the president. The president ain't gonna be able to talk back in the way in which black people think the representative of black people, the purpose of him going to have that conversation, there's not going to be any fruits of that. I do want to be objective and say we've never voted for anybody who's represented. I don't need another brother to tell me what's right and wrong for overall for our brothers when I got a mind and eyes. Never has there been any one person fighting for anything where you had a collective 100% of the people agreeing with them. You got some people who will disagree with you because that is an option. Just because it's an option. No emotion, no feeling, no thought. Do you like them? Yes or no? No. My opinion doesn't matter except for me. But if you represent anything, the fruits of that labor will present itself. Even if he went in there with the clearest mind and the wholest heart, we're not going to see any benefits of that inaugural conversation until there's repeated conversations and we see some work after that. Opinions in this case to me don't matter simply because the ones with the loudest opinion are the ones usually sitting on the couch just scrolling and using fingertips. People who want to see change, be change. From this lens, without putting any past against him, He's doing something I don't see no one else doing. I don't know his motive. I could care less of the motive. As an individual man who was born of a woman's womb and grew up to be where he's at and put himself in the seat to be able to have a conversation with the president live, I commend him for that. And if I had the power or wherewithal to do anything within that, I mean, I would be honored to have worked that hard, because no matter what anybody says, it takes work to go from an idea to music to being exalted to being invited to such a seat. So on that level, much respect. If you're going to represent said people, first of all, stand up and let the people know that this is what you're doing, and get consensus from the people as to what you're going to go in there and represent those people on. That makes sense to me. If you're going to represent me, I should have a say on what you representing me on, because I don't need help with everything. I don't need help because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? But there are things and situations that should be clear across the table, accessible to all, good for all and bad for all, despite skin color and the area in which you've grown up in, depending on that city. So at the end of the day, I brought up this conversation to be, because it's very small. It could be nothing. I literally could have pushed live and said not one word and made just as far as an advancement as I've made talking for myself. But opening it up, having conversations sometimes gives other people insight and breaks down. You know, you got 4, you break that shit down, you get 8, you break that down, you get 16. And in those crevices, you can get some understanding. You can get a little bit more knowledge about certain things, or just maybe things you already knew, but you weren't thinking about. So now they're at the tip of your mind. You know, when people like Frederick Sojourner and these people represented us, there was no doubt. No doubt. Now here's the difference. You take this with you. There was no doubt as to why they were doing what they were doing. There was no doubt as to what they were representing when doing it. You didn't have to ask, Sojourner, are you representing black folks? It wasn't a question, right? And when she went in, and when she did what she did, and when Frederick did what he did, and that, and these leaders, they went in with the plight, with the consensus of the group. There's no sense of me fighting for a group of people who didn't send me and don't know what I'm about to go in here and talk about and fight for. So at the end of the day, you representing yourself until you otherwise PA system or publicly announce what your intentions are. That's the bottom line to me, because after you announce what your intentions are, now my antennas go up and I get to hold you accountable as to what else comes out of your mouth after that, right? So look, I'm in there talking, look, on the behalf of people that look like me, based on these reasons. Maybe put up a fucking video or a post. Do it off the likes and dislikes. If I get 80% likes versus dislikes, then that's something that tells me out of these 10,000 people that viewed this video and 1,000 that liked and disliked, 800 said this is something that they would like for me to go in there and sit across this table and talk to this man about. If you don't take those steps, you ain't representing me and no other nigga but yourself. That I don't give a hell. I don't give a damn what nobody say is the bottom line. I'm not about to go rep y'all and y'all don't know what I'm going in there to talk about and don't know what the issues are. I would have to sit with my group and say, what are the pertinent issues? There's 1,000 fucking issues. What are the 5 that are key, that are worth me putting in this briefcase and opening up when I get to that table? Because if you don't do that, what the fuck are you doing? And who are you doing it for? I don't need an answer. I have it. You're doing it for yourself. You're representing yourself, bro. And that's it. That's the whole story. So what do I feel about Trump sitting across the table and Kanye sitting across the table from Trump? I feel nothing. The only reason I'm speaking about it is because so many people do. Why? Why? You go sit across the fucking table from him and you go tell him. But then again, if you go and do it the way Kanye's doing it, then you ain't representing us either. And just because you standing up and you can sound really legitimate in your disagreement as to how he carried himself, don't mean you representing me, bro, at all. Neither one of y'all representing me, because I ain't heard none of you stand up in front of us. Everybody has social media. You got IG, you got YouTube, you got Facebook. Put a post up that says, I'm gonna go talk to the president. Give me some issues to talk about. You look up all those issues. There's 150 of them. Which ones duplicate themselves the most? Well, we got 8 on that one, 15 on that one, 35 on that issue, 2 on that one. So you take them 5. That's how you work. If you ain't doing that, shut the fuck up and just go talk to the president without the cameras. Go have lunch and y'all go talk about life. You ain't representing me and nobody that look like me. Period. That's the end of that's the whole story to me. So if anybody has an actual opinion, I would go, when you go use the bathroom, take that opinion about it and flush that shit down the toilet until you see activity, until you see action, until you see first what representatives do. You want to know what lobbyists are? What he technically was doing, quote unquote, was being a lobbyist for black people. You can't lobby for me if I didn't tell you what the fuck you're going to lobby for. Right? That's simple. That's simple. So get out of your emotions. And those who have the same power he has, and if he didn't do it right, don't talk about it. Go show us how he should have did it. Don't talk about it. Go be a better rep for those people that you say you represent. Here's the other part, and I want to finish with this. All these dudes know each other, like the big time rappers and stuff, right? And they do a great job at tearing each other down. If his plight was positive in idea, poor in execution, do you match his poor execution to ridicule him? Or do you call him and say, look, bro, I like the fact you got an opportunity to sit in a chair, but next time you sit across the table, why don't you take some ideas and get some consensus from us? Since this ain't something that can happen all the time and not everybody gets to sit in that seat, why not slap him in the face with some shit he gotta react to, and not just some personal agenda shit. Now, like I said, he never said he was representing folk. At the same time, though, that's what the consensus is. So that's why I say the opinion don't matter. No one's opinion matters in this shit until that man says, this is why I'm doing this, and because I'm doing this, what do y'all want me to go in here and rep y'all on? So there's process, there's things you're supposed to see before you get emotionally involved in it, and even garner up a full opinion. That's my opinion. It's funny to play on words, but my opinion is we really shouldn't have one, unless he said that's what he's doing and then he's not. Unless he said that's what he's doing and he takes the proper steps. And if he takes those steps and he messes up or doesn't do right, we don't publicly reprimand him, especially those who have a voice. So not only are you causing a rift between, okay, like we got one rep in this moment, another person who's equal to him over here says, you fucking up, you're not doing it right. So we don't even have a whole vote. We don't even have a whole opinion sitting at the table if he was representing us. And then in front of everyone, on purpose, you break him down and make him look like shit, but we don't see nothing coming after that. You don't break a person down and say you're doing it wrong, but I'm not about to come show you how to do it. I'm not about to tell you how to do it, or I'm gonna go ahead and take my opportunity and do it right. You don't just say, oh, you bootlicking and your ass kissing and you blah, 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 and da, 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 da. And that's it. I think what you could have did and you should have did is because you were invited to the meeting. You're invited to the meeting. The dude don't say what you want him to say, but you're ridiculing what he did do. You go have a meeting, and you show us what he should have said. But like I said, if you don't stand up first and let us know that that's what you're doing and who you are, and get our consensus, then you are no better. And in fact, you're probably worse. Because like again, I ain't never heard the dude say that was his agenda. So we got to pay attention to this social media shit. Everybody got something to say. Everybody got something to say. Everybody got something to say like they ain't got nothing to do. Right? And everybody feel like they got a right to speak on some shit because it's America. I got a right. I got an opinion. My advice is let your opinion be judged by how your feet move. And then people will pay attention to what you say. I want to thank everybody who again tuned in to me today. I got a few more live views than I've gotten lately, so I'm really appreciate that. And remember, a good quote to take with you all the time. A good quote that you always want to keep in your mind, and maybe not slap nobody in the face with it, but pour it in a nice little teacup and pour it like a little serving of tea to them. Pour it real nice. And always, if you are complaining, if you see a person in a circumstance that it takes them to change. If you are that person in a circumstance and you're complaining, remember, if you want to see change, you gotta be change. People are sheep, and sometimes we're sheep in a good way. People like to follow. If it became popular to be positive, people would be fucking positive. Right now, we're not living in that time. We're living in a time where it's negativity is popular, where any press is good press. So they talking about me. Let's capitalize on it. I'm gonna hang my hat on that. I'm not changing nothing that I do. If it grows, it grows. If you know, you know. When I go live, that's when I'll go live. But I'll always put something out there worth listening to, worth talking about, or give you something to feel. Remind you of love and peace and positiveness and harmony. The world is fucked up. A greater percentage of this world is fucked up than ain't, and we can't do more about life than what we can't control. Basically, what I'm saying is we only can control so much. That we can do. How you get up in the morning and that initial feel for how your day gonna be is up to you. Can we dictate how it happens all the way? No, but we can dictate each thing as it comes and place it properly in its place so that I can continue and so that you can continue on your way. If you want to see change, be change. And don't stop until you make it right. All right. So again, thank you, beautiful people, for tuning in to Sean and Sean's Positive Channel. At the end of the day, I'd like for you to walk away with something. And if you walk away with nothing else, at least with some of these things, some of the stuff we hear, just remember, sometimes our opinion don't matter. Sometimes I'm mad that I even viewed some shit. Communication and conversation is healthy. I don't like talking for nothing. I don't like hearing people talk for nothing. Sometimes you gotta go through it to know that that's what it's gonna be. But as much as you possibly can, just stay sucker free, stay drama free. Sometimes it gets really boring. when you grown. You know, it can get really boring when you've learned your lessons, when you learn people a little bit, when you want to be safe, when you're done stressing out, when you're done worrying. It could get boring as hell because it could get really lonely. Because sometimes you have to gut yourself and then replace that shit with what you need. And then you realize I just took 8 things out my life I didn't need. And all I did was put 4 back and I'm happy. Hell of a process. But it's the most rewarding thing you can possibly do in your life. And it's something you might have to do a few times and perhaps over and over. None of us are perfect. And some people that we deal with are great actors and actresses. Some people are still developing and finding themselves. And we feel offended when they hurt us. They probably hurt them most because they're the ones that thought they knew and still have to grow. Right? I'm not perfect. So I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't have to give you that benefit of the doubt in my life. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I've learned. I'd rather take the loss in the department of not knowing if it was ever going to be great and keeping what I have before I risk the little peace and happiness that I've earned, that I've worked for. You know, a sound mind, cleanliness, independent, focused and worried about self, almost to the point of selfishness. But I guarantee you this: if I'm focused on me and worried about my own growth and what I'm my own responsibilities, I'm doing my part to make this world a better place. Because everybody wants a better place, but if we focused on us being better people, each individual, automatically this world would be a better place. It's simple math. Complex, obviously, to do because there's so many different people with so many different intangibles that make up their lives. But you know, that's my new thing right now. You want to see something, you got to be there. So I'm very peaceful, I'm very humble, very positive. That's what I want to see. So I can't be around people who don't want that, and it leads me to being in a very small group at all times. But ain't no fighting in this group, ain't no button heads. You know what I mean? Everything moves smooth. Alright, my Bluetooth is tripping while I'm doing the extra talking. I was trying to fill in the gap. Come on now. And if y'all been saying stuff to me, I'm sorry I haven't been able to read it. Okay. Yes. Peace, man. Peace. It's somebody that money can't buy it. So it's too much money out there. Money can buy peace. They had bought it a long time ago. So we know money don't buy peace. And it probably won't be peace ever, everywhere. But do your part. At least before you complain. You know? So yeah, Amanda, Ziz, Tammy, Tonette. Oh, Kales, thank you too. Popping up, showing up. You guys make it go. I appreciate you. Let me see. Try one more time. Who rings? Oh, Kales, I gotta go in there. Let me see if I can do it while we're right here. Let me see if I can do it while I'm right here. Y'all stay here. Gotta go to the desktop. Let me see. There you go. Come on. Oh, let me see how much battery I got on here. Oh, I got a little bit of time. Okay. For months, I didn't know I can go. See, it's just live video. Where's the live video? Okay, live video. But yeah, for months I could have been making like little changes here and there, like during the video. But just didn't know. Yeah, for months I could have been making. Not that though. Oh, come on. No comment. I might have to go do it right afterwards because this it's not showing me the chat section. It's like a section that's just missing. It got all the other icons and the chat section's not there. Okay. Always something. So yeah, I'll go after this video. Right after this video, I'll just touch your name and that's all I gotta do. Yeah, I'll just touch your name and make you part of Blue True. So yeah, next time you come back, you'll be blue. But I thought they would let me. It's like, nope, you can't. Nope. If I was on the tablet, it would, but with the phone, you know, you got limited, even on the desktop with the phone, limited access, I guess, still. More than the mobile app, but still limited. Okay, let's see. You said open mic poetry? I can do everything else with the user, but make it a moderator from there. Oh yeah, we can. We could do it. I mean, we could do it Hangouts or over the phone. But yeah, that's yeah. We could put it together. We don't have to do it here on live, but just call me and we could put it together and invite a person, another person or two, promote it a little bit. Yeah, we definitely could do that. So let me see. Okay, real quick. I'm about to lose my phone. One second. They don't know I'm live, so I can't be mad. Plus, I ain't got no music playing right now anyway. All right, I'm play one song, then I'm out of here, y'all. Let's see, what will that one song be? Since I got the Bluetooth back on real quick. I'll play it with what I started with. All right, much love, peace, positivity to all y'all. And
Team Hustle in the building.
I'll see y'all soon.
So you see it vivid, I frame the picture. I'm talking knees and rings. I ain't just hanging with you until we known. I'll be a stranger with you. Change the game up. Share my name with you. Hold me tight so them lanes won't get you. Smile, go through the pain with you. Lay and pray with you. Committed from the beginning, I'm staying with you. People can talk, but can they walk like this? I'm street, but rock a suit, I don't just talk like this. I'm real as they come, that's how I'ma lead. Before I play games, I'll just leave you be. But I ain't nowhere, it's all on me. So pick up the phone, look across the room, call on me. Promise, you'll never stall on me. I'll give all of me. Cause it's all on me. It's all on me. It's all on me. You ain't gotta worry, baby. We ain't gotta
hurry, baby. It's all on me. It's all on me, girl. It's all on me. All you gotta do is ask. Baby, I got your back. It's all on me. Just call on me, girl. Call on me. I ain't looking for easy, I'm looking for peace. I was looking for you like you was looking for me. I'm on my grown man, prepared to be king. You can depend on me, and to be old, what depends on me. Where we go, I know, it depends on me. Better yet, it depends on we. Best foot forward, that's how we move. Everything you gain ain't got shit to lose, but you, I refuse anyone but you. And look, boo, we got shit to do, shit to move. To ourselves, number one, we got shit to prove. I can't predict your move. With my actions, I stick and move. So you can always call on me. Bet your bottom bucket's all on me. And we just beginning, but no matter what, we winning, we winning. Baby, it's all on me. Baby, it's all on me. Hey, it's all on me. Baby, yeah. It's all on me. Hey, baby. You ain't gotta worry, baby. It's all on me. Yo, one more time. Good night, Queens. Have a great sleep. Put your feet on the ground in the morning and tell the universe as to what kind of day it's gonna be. Demand it. And go be everything that you wish to see. With that being said, have a good night. Peace and love.